I don't know what it is, but lately I have been very obsessed with restoring furniture. And when I went to Goodwill and I saw this broken mid-century dresser for only $20. Yes, $20, y'all. I brought that baby right home. The top of it was so damaged. All the old stain came off. The drawer fronts were scratched and chipped and dented. And I had a brilliant idea. So I used some Pristine Clean as my first step. And this is a TSB cleaner. Look how dirty this thing was. I mean, look how dirty. Never ever skip cleaning. Second, I sanded off all of that old stain right down to the bare bones. And then I used a carbide scraper. This is one of my favorite tools to get into those little beveled and hard to reach areas. Then for any kind of little sticking out pieces of wood, my go-to is a sanding block. This is a 220 grit, and this really smooths out everything and makes sure that you don't basically sand down any of the curved edges and make them into a square edge as you would do with a sander. And one of my favorite tips when flipping furniture is to use your leaf blower to remove all the sanding dust, and it works so brilliantly. Next, I wipe down all the drawers and the dresser with just some plain water to remove anything that I might have left off. So to restore this, I chose the closest stain color to the original. This is the color Golden Ash by Dixiebelle, and I'm using an applicator pad to use this and buff this into the wood grain. And this really brought out that stunning wood grain so gorgeously. And this is one of my go-to stain colors. And when I used it on the top, I was so happy with how the wood grain was turning out. So the original indents of the drawer fronts were actually yellow, like a yellow orangey color, but I thought they would look brilliant if I painted them gold. So I used some tape to tape out just around them. And I used gold gilding wax, which I probably use in every single project. This is just my favorite product. And I buffed it in there really good, and they were looking so great on the drawer fronts. I did the same thing with the old handles because, hello, look at that shine. And then remember the broken drawer I showed you earlier? Well, it was missing its drawer stops. So I cut some scrap wood and I used a nail gun to nail them into the back. That way, when I put the drawer back into place, it would sit perfectly flush with the rest of them, and that's a cute little hack that I did. And for the top coat, I chose a satin top coat because I didn't want it too glossy or too matte, and I felt satin was the perfect finish for this piece of furniture. Once I attached the handles back on, I got out some Big Mama's Butter. Yes, it's called Butter, and this is a wood nourisher that really revives that dry wood grain, and it is stunning and smells so good. Now, y'all, here is the before and here is the after. Let's take a closer look. So here was the damaged top that I sanded down, and look at it now. You would never ever tell it used to look like that. As for the drawer fronts, here's the before and here's the after of those. I am obsessed with this restoration. What do y'all think?